Let's face it, life isn't easy. If you're stuck in a bad relationship, betrayed or afraid of tomorrow, financially insecure, or desperate for a breakthrough, you've come to the right place. Dr. Carmen Harra is a renowned psychologist, intuitive, relationship expert, and best-selling author, and she's here to give you the miracle guidance you need. Her new call-in show, Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life, offers profound wisdom, practical advice, daily exercises, and empowering predictions, all for you. Dr. Harra's show aims to eliminate everyday problems, big and small, with topics like healing your relationships, reclaiming your power, achieving better health, dealing with loss, and so much more. Regain the joy, stability, and fulfillment you deserve to feel. Tune in to Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life with host Dr. Carmen Harra, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and find the answers you've been looking for.
Hello everybody, I'm Carmen Harra with a new episode of Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life. This is a show that is supposed to give you guidance to transform your life. And as you know, I'm Carmen Harra, live every Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on OMTime Radio with my wonderful Christopher. And tonight, so my guest tonight is actually a wonderful lady who's a fabulous astrologer, probably one of the best astrologer on the planet. She hasn't called yet because I know that is Yom Kippur and there is a service going on right now, and I hope she'll be able to call. But if by any chance, okay. So I'm so excited because I have a fascination with Debra. She's such an amazing lady who combines amazing tools. She's part psychologist, part astrologer, part comedian. So she's taking life with ease, joy, and glory, and she's giving you all the insight, allowing you to listen to yourself, allowing you to receive the message, showing you the way your life is supposed to be and guiding you, but in the same time allowing you to make your own decisions. So I'm not an astrologer, but I've always loved astrology as one of those ancient sciences that studies the way, celestial bodies influence us as forms of energy on Earth. So all I know is that when we discover the planet Uranus, we entered the era of industrialization. When we discover the planet Neptune, Freud was born, and we realized that we actually have a subconscious mind, and since then, you know what I mean? Since then, we all in therapy, to put it this way. And another thing, in 1933, we discovered the planet Pluto, and right after that, we figured out that we can have the atomic bomb. Thank God that in 1999 there was a new planet who entered in the solar system, balancing a little bit the energies. But I have no right to talk about this because I have the expert. I have the most wonderful guest I ever wanted to have, and her name is Debra Silverman. And as I said, she's been practicing this for 40 years. She uses astrology in her own system, which I like. I like the 4 elements as tools to help people, as I said, step into their own power. And I can't, find enough words to introduce her to you. Because she's achieved so many things. She's writing from different magazines. She's hosting a radio show. She has her own YouTube channel with over 7 million people. She wrote books. So she believes that future is arriving, and none of us can do it alone. So we have to be together, to embrace future. So she's an expert in embracing also the feminine. And her dream is to revolutionize therapy by teaching therapists how to provide custom treatment to their clients. To me, this is absolutely brilliant because, as I said, she believes in the power of listening. And then these are her words. When you silence both you and the other person, receive the message. So the message comes through, and you can start waking up and realizing the authentic self and the power of your past. So I also want to tell you that Debra is between Boulder, Colorado, and I guess Hawaii. So she's a soul that celebrates the beauty of flowers, swimming, spending time with friends, family. And Debra, listen, I love you. So welcome to the show.
How did you find me?
Okay, so listen, you are my favorite person, as you probably can tell already, So, and you people listening, you grab the phone right now because you're not going to have another opportunity. But of course, you can go to Facebook at Debra Silverman. You can go to Debra Silverman Astrology. You can go on Instagram and find Debra Silverman _astrology on Twitter, Debra Silverman. So, I can't tell you enough how much you can benefit from this. But you know what? It's so fascinating what you do, because to me it's really fascinating combining the astrology with psychology. So tell me a little bit about this, a little bit.
Yeah, so I liked what you said. I was so curious how you found me, but I've been doing this, as you know, for 40 years. And basically I realized as a psychotherapist that I was listening to people tell me what was wrong with them.
Right.
I wanted to tell them what was right with them. Like, wait, let's start again. I don't think God was having a bad day when she made you. It's not like you're a mistake. But everybody presents like something's wrong with them. Like, that's how you go see a therapist.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And my angle is, wait, there's a reason for your behavior, and I'm going to help you reframe it so that you're not captured by some gremlin who's selling you the wrong bill of goods. Because the truth is, every one of you that's listening to this have a personality and a soul that was designed with divine intention. It's just that when it shows up with your ego and with the misinterpretations of what you should be and how people expect you to be and you're not matching it, that's when the judgments begin. So I feel like a policewoman. Like I catch the mean little gremlins and I sit them down and go, listen, don't be mean to her. Like, come here. And then I help people review what they do like about themselves. And it's really a fun job.
It's an amazing job because, on one side, Angie, hold on 1 second, because I already have a caller, so I want her to give you her birthday and everything, so you can look into her self a little bit and find out what's going on with her. Because everybody, when they call you, Debra, they want to know, they want you to give them some answers. And you are so pragmatic, and you go to the core of their being and you show them, hey, this is the divine with you, and how come you missed that? And where are you going from here if you got lost through the road of your own life? So, let's come up with, do you mind taking somebody right now? Do you mind if we take one of my listeners?
Well, I have to put their birth date, time, and place in, so
of course,
it may take me a moment.
Of course,
Certainly.
I know we have Angie. Hi, Angie, are you with us?
Yes. Hi.
Hi, Angie. So there is one of our listeners. Her name is Angie. She's gonna give you her birthday and everything. So you're gonna put it in place, and whenever you can, then you're gonna demystify a little bit of the power of her divine codification.
Right. Is it January 9th? Is that you, Angie?
Yes.
Okay, well, I think I've been cheating because I have your chart here.
You do?
1974.
Yeah.
That's right.
Perfect.
And have you ever had your chart done before?
No, but I think you wanted the time, or no?
Yep, I think I have it. Yes, I think I have it.
11:36 a.m.
Oh, wait a second. Okay. Yeah, I got the wrong time. Okay, so let me fix that. It's a little tricky. I do a radio show, but we have a producer that puts all the information in, so it saves me.
Right.
Here we go.
It makes it much easier because you need to,
And you need the location, right?
So, yes, which I have is New York. Is that right?
Bronx, New York.
Yeah, that works. Okay. Let me, okay, so first of all, Sun in Capricorn, Moon in Leo, you have a chart. Your chart describes someone who is very practical. Like you have the gift of being ahead of everybody else. You get things very quickly. You can't figure out why we're all taking so long. And then you have to be patient, which I'm sure has not been an easy skill that you had to learn, to be able to let us catch up, because you're like the kid in school. Have you learned patience yet?
No.
You know, I found it interesting because I know Angie because she's been calling before, and I know that she's a therapist, and she is with Board of Education in New York, and she works with kids. So when you said kids, I found that interesting. It was like intuitive. You're projecting her exactly what she does. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me just see here. I'm going to fix the birth time just because I just found out your actual time was, what did you say again?
11:36 a.m.
Okay, let me just fix it. That will give me a lot more information. 11:36 a.m. Okay. In New York City. Bronx is fine. That's still the same. Okay. So, Angie, back to Angie. Here we go. And, oh, my goodness. So you have this very ambitious chart, but you're so sensitive. It must be confusing. You've got a lot of ambition, and you've got this incredible intellect that is always giving instructions to people. Life is very obvious to you from a practical point of view of how to get things done, but other people tend to do things that are either totally irrelevant, like they're not on the same track you are. So your compassion is probably the greatest gift you have. There's a little bit of a sensitive in this chart that you don't tell people this. There's like a secret keeper who is very vulnerable to the people's pain, but you provide stability for everybody, so they don't know how much you're feeling. Yeah, that must be tricky. How do you manage that split between being stable for everybody but feeling your sensitivity?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Can you relate to that?
Yeah.
And the other thing is you've gone through a major transition in the last year or two. Let me just get the degree here. No, it's right now. You're in a major transition as far as your personality going through a change. So if you're feeling uncomfortable or it's almost as though life is being a little hard on you, this 2019 and 2020, you're having either it's a move or it's a career shift or there's some major change calling your name. Can you feel it?
No, not yet, but maybe.
Well, it's just starting. But do you feel like there's part of you is getting more internal, like you're less social and you're more introverted?
Yes.
So that's it's like kind of like when a bear goes into hibernation and they save up everything and they go inside. You're getting prepared for a big change. So anything to do with meditation, anything to do with withdrawing, being quieter, feeling yourself cooking. It's almost like you're being cooked right now. And it may feel uncomfortable. So I'm just giving you a heads up. The next year, but by the end of 2019, leading to 2020, you're in a major change. Would you ever think about moving?
No, I haven't thought about it, but you never know. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I would say that in a year and a half, it's okay that it's not there, but I could definitely see your need for change is coming. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I want to ask you something for her. Because I know her. I happen to know her because she has been calling before. Is there any way you look into her? Romantic life is something in her private life. Somebody will come in her life if there is something there for her, someone there for her.
Well, I think what has to happen is there's an introversion here that is a little bit sacrificed. The other people come in front of you all the time, Angie, so you put yourself into that role of providing. And in order to be able, because relationship is one of your things. You just like weird people. You don't want to follow. You don't want to be in the normal situation with the relationship. You want someone who's individualistic and not a follower. That would make you crazy. You probably have been attracted to unusual people your whole life. Is that true?
Yeah, a little bit. But more leader.
Well, that's what I mean. People that are not, that's what I just said. People that are individualistic, who are not followers, you can't stand people that are quote-unquote normal. Like one of your gifts. You're a very grounded person, but you get intrigued by exotics. So I would suggest to you to open up your bandwidth, or like a relationship for you doesn't have to only be romantic. It can be a best friend. You are a really good friend.
She really is, yeah.
No, she's a giver. It's just hard to find.
She's a giver, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And she provides for everybody.
Right, that's true.
And so you're going to have to open up your mindset. You do have love in your chart. You must be loved. I bet people really care about you. Does it feel that way?
No, people like her. She's very liked.
Yeah,
she's very loved, yes.
Because she's such a giver. That's the whole point. But it's time for you to start receiving. And through meditation, if I were you at this moment in time, I would give yourself permission to do a dream board or create some possible alternate. Like, imagine something that you would never expect and you're going to meet someone. If you get stuck in your thought process, because you're very strong mindset, God, you're strong, and you start to think, I'll never get in a relationship, all of that negativity, trap door, you've got to open up. Because right now, you're at a very dreamy time, meditating, focusing on the inner world, creating options in your mind that just like, I would never believe this could have happened to me kind of thought. So you need to add to your menu some positive options that will get you out of your comfort zone, because you provide comfort for everyone. You're like the person, you want to go to her house, she'll take care of you, you're going to feel so at home, she's so consistent, but she doesn't know. You need an adventure. That's what you need, Angie. You need some adventure.
She's trying. She's trying. Hold on the line. We're going to be back in a minute with my wonderful guest, Debra Silverman. And call in the show, 202-570-7057, if you want to talk to Debra. Thank you.
The best of the holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
OMTimes magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organization, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. Connect at omtimes.com. OMTimes, creating a more conscious lifestyle.
Hello, I'm Sandy Sedgbeer, host of OMTimes Magazine's flagship radio show, What is Going On. My passion is sifting through information, research, and innovations from New Thought teachers, speakers, and researchers pushing back the boundaries of what we know about life, energy, metaphysics, and the universe. I love shifting perceptions about who we are, why we're here, and how quickly impossible becomes normal when we open our minds, expand our awareness, and accept that the only limits that exist are those we place upon ourselves. So if you're the kind of forward-thinking, eager investigator of what lies beyond the current reality that most perceive, why not make a date to come play with me in the field of possibilities at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time every Thursday, and together we can discover what's really going on.
Hi, this is New Age Grammy winner Paul Avgerinos. Thanks for listening to OMTimes Radio, and please support my peaceful healing music with a purchase at iTunes, Amazon, or wherever you shop for fine music. Just put my name into the search engine, Paul Avgerinos. A, V like Victor, G like George, E-R-I-N-O-S. You can also visit me at roundskymusic.com. Thanks for listening, and I'm wishing you the brightest of blessings.
Melissa from Michigan. I work an extra part-time job serving lunch at my child's school, but I still can't afford to put food on our table.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm back on Home Time Radio. I'm Carmen Harra with my wonderful guest today, Debra Silverman. And we're talking about the role that astrology plays, how you can combine psychology with astrology, how do astrology and psychology work together. Also, we have a lot of people online. We have Maureen, we have Patty, we have Wendy, we have Maureen actually from Alaska. So we're gonna try to take a lot of these calls, but I'm gonna go back to Debra and ask her an interesting question. How does karma and the concept of destiny play into astrology?
Well, that is what astrology is. Astrology describes karma and destiny. Like, you can look at a chart. It's very easy. You can look at a chart and you can identify when somebody is having a difficult lifetime, where things are not easy, where they really have to walk uphill, or their childhood was really difficult, and they have to put. Or you can look at the chart and go, "Oh my goodness, this person's going to fall asleep because it's so easy." There's not a real big challenge. Everything's just going, smooth and easy. So it's a distinction between karma, as described by how well you're able to accept what life handed you. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing. And then how able you are to learn or put language. That's what astrology is all about. You learn a language to identify, like, what is the nature of my karma and what is my repetitive patterns. That's what astrology does. How do I break the pattern so I'm not repeating the same old stories all the time?
Well, karma is also in many ways the repetition of the same thing, no? So you keep on repeating over. Exactly. It's so interesting. I found it so.
You can break the pattern. It's not hard to break the pattern once you're aware of it. It's really hard to break the pattern when you don't have awareness.
Yes, when you have no awareness. But actually, the work that you do is making people you build the awareness to everything you do. And I know that you have a school, am I right? Your school is applied astrology. And that is extremely successful. And I want our listener to find much more about, because I tried to be one of your students too. I was so fascinated by you. And then I want our listener to learn and to become your student. So let's expand awareness about what you do and how significant it is, and how can people find you, and how can they go to your school? What is the way of doing it? So guide us a little bit.
That's so funny, because the school starts today. So twice a year we launch.
Wow.
We're talking to you. If anybody really wanted to, I could sneak you in because the classes haven't started yet. So you'd have to write one word, apprenticeship, just that word apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship, okay.
And then at 3 words, Debra Silverman Astrology.com.
Debra Silverman Astrology.com. So apprenticeship, DebraSilverman.com. Yes.
No. Astrology
at yes.
The little at sign. DebraSilvermanAstrology.com. That's how you would find me. So the question we have is, first of all, what I love about the school is people from all over the world, literally, from all the way from Japan to Switzerland to Sweden to Chile, like they're from everywhere, are coming to study because it's a culturally, the stars transcend and they're universal language, and we're all here as humans trying to figure out who we are. So my job in the school, it's only 6 weeks long. It's once a week for an hour and a half. And you study your chart. You ask this very difficult and important question about what you just said. What's my karma? Like, what did I sign up for? What am I supposed to be doing this life? And people are so confused. Like, most of us, you don't realize you're doing it. Clearly, you're doing yours, because you wouldn't.
You're so right. You're so right. Yes.
They judge themselves. They always come to see me. They're like, the mom has 3 kids, and she's in a beautiful marriage, and she says to me, I don't know what I should be doing. I'm like, what are you talking about? You've got 3 kids in a marriage. This is your karma. Welcome to your karma.
Right.
It doesn't
Welcome to your karma. But your school actually helps people understand astrology, the basis of it, and how can they navigate and discover themselves through the art of astrology. So, but you teach them. The school in itself teaches people the tools of astrology. Am I right?
Exactly right, yes. I wonder how
Yes.
you know all this.
That's so funny. Well, listen, I think my assistant gave you my birthday. Can you tell me about something about me, just out of curiosity, before we go to other people? I know I have so many people online.
Yes, sure. So, let's see. I'm going to do that right now. I've got your
Just
chart.
in 2 words, because I don't want to take... Right.
Have you ever seen your chart before?
No.
Wow.
So I'm born March 25th. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're what we call a double Aries. You were born with the sun and the moon at the very same spot, and it makes you super enthusiastic. Like, you get so excited, you can't control yourself.
Right, that's true. I'm laughing all the time. I have a very positive attitude, yes.
Because you're double fire, so your karma in this life, you came in with an excessive ability to get people on fire, to get them started, to get them excited, to get them motivated. You're a motivator. That's one of your gifts.
Right.
And you also have the gift of intuition. Like, you meet somebody and you get a feeling immediately, don't you?
Oh, yeah. No. Intuitive has been always a skill that I was amazed by. And I tried to understand where is this coming from when I was young, and I went to college just to study psychology just because I wanted to understand what's going on with me. So where is this coming from? This ability to break chronology, to see, to understand, to anticipate things that will happen. So I had so many experiences in my life in which I kind of knew something will happen, and it did. So, and then I said, I need to investigate what it is about me or what it is about us that we have this ability, to go beyond the physics, beyond the chronological world, and see.
Yeah, yours is really strong. You must remember your dreams. You dream a lot?
Yes. Dream, and like I have amazing dreams.
I can see that. Well, you've got the chart of a mystic.
Right, I believe that.
Who doesn't feel limited to this world, but she's so excited. It doesn't matter. You have the gift of optimism. You have the gift of seeing through people, being able to read their minds or read the future, as you say. And
yes.
You have the gift of compassion, like really caring.
Yeah, I never give up on people. I want to keep that enthusiasm going and keep on giving, because I feel like that's the best that we can do, is the best we can do. So,
that's never going to stop. You're double Aries. You are double fire. You do not lack energy, right. That's for sure.
Yeah, I have 3 girls, and I have more energy than my 3 daughters put together.
I know. And you're such a good mom. One of your best traits is being a mom. You love taking
right,
care
I
of
love that. Yeah, love that. Love that.
And how old are your daughters?
Oh, my daughters are in their 40s, 2 of them, 40, 38, and 31. Yeah.
Wow. I can imagine they all love to be with you, but you're very opinionated. I mean, you're a good listener, but in the end, it always comes back to what you thought was true. And you're very strong-willed.
It's true.
Yeah, boy, you're
very strong-willed. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Taurus rising, exactly. Taurus rising,
so
yeah.
And you've got the gift of humanitarianism.
Yeah, and I love expressing myself. I love writing, and I was a singer and still continue to sing through my youth because I love entertaining people. So giving that optimism translating into coupled with the ability to sing into making me a performer. I like to perform, and being in front of a large audience, I feel extremely at home when I'm doing that.
And this is really the time for you to be doing that. So have you been performing? The last 2 years, you should have been performing.
Right. Yeah, I am. You're so right on, 100%. That's what I did the last 2 years. I did a number of songs. I'm releasing an entire album right now at the end of the year. So I'm so glad that you validating what I thought is right, because that's exactly what I did. 10 songs in the last 2 years. Yeah.
Yes, and then in the next 6 months, it's going to really culminate. Right now, you're at a very critical moment of creativity, so just keep it coming. Your energy is on fire right now. You're in a very
and I'm working on finishing a new book, so I'm super excited about this. My new book, I think, has an very interesting idea, So,
what's it about?
It's about the archetype of people, talking about different individuals. There are people who are hopeless, romantic. There are people who are independent, and talking about commitment, because the world has problems with commitment right now. It's so difficult to commit to one another. So then I said, what's stopping us from committing to one another? And the issue is that it's very hard to find your match based on the type of the archetype that you represent. So, and I did this in the past. I came up with how many types of relationship exist and which one you are in. So I'm expanding the awareness, because my forte is actually relationship. That's what I like. It's like I want to be a relationship expert. So, and again, my intuition helps me see through people, see where the problem is. So I think that this book, I hope, is going to capture people's attention, because they're going to identify their problems in the book.
It's so interesting. I can see, that's what I meant by the humanitarian. You just want love. You're just a love being. You just want everybody to love.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
That's so sweet. Good for you. It's a beautiful story. So you're writing a book and you've got this radio show. How often do you do the show?
I'll do it once a week, every week. Yeah, I'm doing shows for many years. I've been on WR, I've been on Hay House, I've been on WABC, I've been on Hay House many years with Colette, who's my Colette Baron-Reed, who I know is your friend too. I love Colette. She's like a sister to me. So I knew a lot about you through Colette.
My best friend. But I can see where your psychic ability is just
right.
God, you must know and get. I bet you have some good stories of the weirdest things that have happened to you.
Oh my God, you're so right on. Right on.
Tell us a weird story of something that happened to you that's really out of the ordinary.
Out of the ordinary is. I have many stories out of the ordinary, but one that just because of September 11 in 1999, I was walking in New York, and I'm calling Lynn White, who was the anchor of Channel 11, and I'm telling her that buildings in New York are falling, and I hear the ambulance, and there's been an attack on New York, and she said, it's only in your mind, so. Fair enough, in 2000 and all, everything happened exactly like the way I describe it, 3 years prior to that. So it's this ability, of seeing things. And I remember that somebody called me at the beginning of 2001 and from a magazine. I was asking me a prediction for the shows that are going to do well in the fall of 2001. And I said, none of the shows are going to do well because nobody's going to watch any shows because we're only going to watch the news. There's something major happening. So, and I had many, many predictions like this that made me end up in New York Times twice because of my prediction that came through. Yeah, interesting.
Wow. And what was your prediction?
I made many predictions that actually came through. I predicted the war in Middle East. I predicted the death of Prince and Diana. I predicted Putin becoming the president of Russia. I even specifically said his initial, the man that's gonna replace Yeltsin. I predicted the September 11 attack. I predicted Hillary being the president, which I was completely wrong, but I was very close. But I told Hillary, listen to this, in 98, I told Hillary at a party in Southampton that she's going to run for presidency. And I will never forget the way this woman looked at me. She said, I have no intention. And then first I said she's going to run for the Senate, and I heard from the White House, if she's gonna, she runs against Giuliani, she doesn't think she's gonna win. And then I said, no, Giuliani will drop the Senate race because he's gonna get sick and he's gonna divorce. In the month of May, I was right on the money. May, he gets prostate cancer, he divorces his wife, and he drops the Senate race.
Wow. It's really weird in your chart. Why have you not studied astrology? You're so good at this.
Well, I it's not too late. I think it's never too late, you know.
No, for you, nothing. No, of course it's not too late. Did you see the Trump thing coming? Because I had a dream the night before, no, it was a week before, that I saw him winning, and everyone got so mad at me.
No, I missed completely the Trump, and all I can sense this, and you should know better about this, looking in the chart. But I don't think this ends up well for Trump, you know. And I personally don't think he was necessarily meant to be there. Whatever happened here, I don't think it happened correctly in my understanding. So, because I don't want to get political, but I feel something is not right about the situation. It's almost like I feel like this election was somehow stolen. Something happened. In my understanding, that's just me. So, and I think that we cannot continue to hide the truth, and then the truth will be revealed, and then all the truth will be revealed, then, you know what I mean, we'll have a totally different understanding. And I don't think this is completely over. The way we're seeing it, it looks like Hillary is over, everything is over. I don't think it's over. I think we need karmically to restore the mistake that we did, you know, collectively. You know, whatever happened here in America, unless the karma is restored and the justice is done and the truth is brought to the surface, we're not going to have peace of mind. And look what's happening in America right now.
It's unbelievable.
It's a karmic thing, you know. And we need to take some calls. So Patty, Wendy, Maureen, all the way from Alaska. Hold on the line. I promise you that Debra is going to be with you in the next segment.
Okay. I love talking to you, Carmen.
I adore you.
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
Hello, I'm Lisa Berry. Join me every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for Light on Living. A chance to see new, hear different, and feel more as I shine the spotlight on all the ways to lighten the load of life's challenges. Light on Living is your link to that new way you're looking for, that new understanding that will enhance your life, and that positive connection that will support your growth. So join me, and you'll gain insight and start to see things in a new way that motivates you.
Hi, this is recording artist and composer Yuval Ran, inviting you to a voyage through the chakras, a new double album of guided meditations to transform your life, a sublime musical medicine for nourishing inner peace and reaching to your higher virtues. Get it now at metamindfulnessmusic.com. METTA mindfulnessmusic.com.
I am Fidel Nsombo. I was born in a city called Bukavu in the Congo. We were a loving family, and then, boom, everything that I had disappeared in a single day. People think that when you are a refugee and they resettle you to America, and all your problems are done. They don't understand that that's the beginning of everything. I was not born a refugee. I was made one.
It's time we welcome refugee families with open arms. Learn more at embracerefugees.org, brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hello everybody, I'm back. Carmen Harra on OMTime Radio with my favorite person, Debra Silverman, who I absolutely adore, and I think she's absolutely terrific. And I would love to take some of your calls because I know I have so many people online waiting. I know if Patty from New York is still on with us. Patty, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm still here, yes.
Hi, beautiful Patty. So welcome to the show, and I'm going to connect you with Debra if you can tell her a little bit about you. So let's see where you are in your life and how can we help you.
Okay. I was born April 20. Yes, April 27, 1963.
Okay, and do you know what time?
12:40 a.m., Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, good. 12:40 a.m. That's 12:40 a.m. is midnight. Okay, and in Brooklyn.
Yes, and I was supposed to actually be born. Supposed to have been born the day before. Supposed to.
What matters is what happened. That's funny. We don't care what was supposed to happen. We care what actually did happen.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, and here we go. Brooklyn, New York. Okay, so you are a Taurus with Moon in Gemini and Capricorn rising. Let me get this up here. Have you ever had your chart done before, Patty?
A long time ago.
Okay, so what stands
like
out
on a radio
chart
show.
Is you're also, it's interesting, you've got the practical Taurus, Capricorn, and so you're gifted at getting things done and being reliable and being responsible. You have a funny little need to talk. One of your challenges in life is you have to communicate. Does that bug you?
That is correct. I love to talk and I can't shut up.
Because you have to process out loud. You're one of those people that you need to speak in order to be understood. You can't just sit with something and be quiet. Although you're very good with, have you ever been a teacher?
You know, somebody told me a long time ago that I should have been a teacher because I love to teach things. I'm actually writing a book.
There you go. That's a teacher. You're teaching.
Right.
What's the book about?
Well, that's what I'm calling. It's because I'm writing a book, How I Believe a Retired Baseball Player True Life is My Soulmate in the Past Life. And I've been writing it for 9 years. And what I believe is that this year, I think I finally have the final chapter to it. If something's about to happen that I got to add to the book that I believe that this has to happen before it gets published.
Yeah, can I say something? Yeah. I really feel that this will happen now, anytime from the spring of this year, which already passed, all the way down to the spring of 2019. That's the feeling I have. And I think this is the perfect timing for you to come to, after 9 years, to come to a resolution of something that you want to finalize. So you'll have a finished book relatively soon, in my understanding, end of the year, beginning of the next year. And I suggest that you actually go ahead and try to publish it as soon as possible. When you come to the end of the year and spring of the next year, try to figure it out a way to publish it, which you will be able to do.
I just want to say this quickly. My cousin's getting married in October. The day of her wedding is actually the retired baseball player's birthday. And she promises me that I'm going to be the only one catching the bouquet. So I'm going to try to get that on YouTube. And I'm going to be wearing a baseball uniform that he wore with his name in the back and with a baseball glove. And the bride and groom loves it. And they're hoping it goes viral. So maybe this can... My hope is that if it goes viral, maybe it could catch the eye of a publisher or a literary agent or somebody that will help me to lead.
Well, I don't think it's going to be a problem to find a literary agent or a publisher. I think that can be done. The most important thing, try to do this, is going to work. But I'm going to ask Debra, what do you think, Debra? Do you get the same feeling like this is the time to make it happen?
The chart just shifted this month. You should be feeling a shift just in the last 3-4 weeks. Haven't you felt emotionally like you're more open?
Well, I didn't feel, because I know the wedding is coming up, and I'm just like looking forward to that. And it's like things have happened, and I went to a wedding in 2009. So stuff that's been happening in 2009, when I began to when I made the decision to write the book, and now the same thing is being repeated this year. So I'm just thinking that this is that whatever it is, I think the book. I think My Cousin's Wedding is supposed to be the last chapter of the book. That if I made a decision to write the book now 9 years ago, now 9 years later, it's the end of the book.
That's great. 9-year cycle. Your astrological chart is shifting, and it sounds like your Miss Intuitive over there is really feeling you need to just jump in. So yes, you're in a very positive cycle. The transit just happened.
Exactly.
Right, but do you think that the bouquet tours will go viral and it will help me?
Right, I see that happening with the help of a young man. There's a young man involved here who will make it happen for you. A brunette, tall young man. I see somebody. It's almost like you have divine intervention, and your dream. Keep on projecting it in the universe. You plan it, put it in motion, and it's going to happen.
All right, but that's the point. Is that the bouquet tours will be seen on YouTube and it goes viral. That's my wish.
But that's exactly what's going to happen. So in other words, your wish will come true.
Yeah. And then it will catch the eye of somebody who's either, because 9 years ago I tried to publish my book and I couldn't. The time was not right. Now the time is right. Yeah, that's what I figured.
Do you agree, Debra? Do you agree that the time for her is right now?
Yes. It's just this month. It's so funny. Yeah, go baby, go.
It's in October. At the end of mid-October is the wedding.
Perfect.
It's like 4 weeks away.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
Okay, my love. Perfect timing. Yes. Okay, my love. Thank you, Patty, for calling the show. I'm very grateful, and I wish you best of luck and keep me posted. Call me anytime you want on the show. Okay, my Patty. Love you, sweetheart. Love you. I'm going to go to Maureen all the way down to Alaska. Hi, Maureen. Are you still with us?
Hi, it's Marie. But yeah,
hi,
I'm here.
Hi, my Maureen. How are you, my love?
I'm
so
fine.
You are with my wonderful Debra, and if you can give her something about you, see if she can pull your chart. I know it's not that easy to do it in a second, but let's see if she can do something for you.
Well, I believe, I'm not actually positive, but I believe it's on December 14th, 1967 at 1:20 a.m.
What do you mean you don't know? That's funny.
Well, it's not on my birth certificate, and my mother doesn't remember, so I've done charts for myself for both the dates.
Well, let's just start with the date. December 14th, what year?
67.
And then the birth time was what?
Well, I think it's 1:20 a.m.
And what city?
Soldotna, Alaska.
Wait a minute. Let me spell that again.
Soldotna, Alaska.
Spell the city again.
Soldotna.
There we go. Let's see if that came up, Alaska. Here we go. Okay. All right. So your chart, you're a Sag, Moon in Taurus, and Libra rising. Have you ever had your chart done?
I have, and I look at it a lot to try to answer questions.
Yeah, so your issue this lifetime has to do with your fire. Like you came in this life similar to Carmen, you've got a lot of chi, a lot of honesty. One of your challenges is you're so honest, but then you're so gentle with people and so honest at the very same time. So the honesty, of course, is going to win because you can't hold it in at a certain point. Has that been a problem?
Right. Yeah, I get that. I have to learn how to balance that with, so I guess my big question is, I just keep feeling like I have obstacle after obstacle in my life, and no matter what I do, I just can't get unstuck, particularly regarding health and everything.
Tell us what stuck means for you, Maureen.
Well, just can't, with my health, for example, which I know is in when I look at Chiron in Pisces in the sixth house. So I realize that I probably will always have these kind of obstacles with health and moving forward and having enough energy. I have the energy, but I just feel like I keep getting stuck. I try to take action in various areas, and then just something always comes up to block me. So I remember calling you one time and you talked about having a yod in my chart. I don't know if I have a T-square or whatnot, but I really just want solutions to break some patterns. That's all I want.
When did you call me, Maureen? That's so funny.
Oh, this was years ago. And I also called Carmen a few years ago, too, and I think she correctly predicted a couple years in advance a relationship that I'm in at the moment. So.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, I don't know, when you say stuck, I don't know if I can believe you. I think what you're saying is it that your energy is not moving? You're so physical. Is that what you're describing?
Yeah, that's what she's pretty much trying to say, yeah.
I get a lot of, mental fatigue, and I just feel I have the energy, but I just can't go anywhere or have clarity, or maybe it's more clarity about where to move.
Well, where is that coming from, Debra? Where is that, those aspects of her health problem coming from in her chart? Anything in her chart that implies this?
You nailed it. Saturn's in the sixth house. I mean, health issues are definitely one of your dynamics, but it doesn't mean that you're stuck. It just means that's a reframe. There's a reframe required there. Like, either you're seeing yourself as you should be doing more. I think that's what you're operating with. Like, you've got a lot of pressure, Maureen. You live with the productivity. What are you doing? What are you doing? But you're a person that can live in your head and entertain yourself for hours with a book.
Well, I certainly have a hard time staying focused on one thing.
Do you love to read? Is that one of your things?
Well, I research. Yeah, I learn. I'm a big learner, and I like to share information.
Okay, well, that's what I'm trying to say. You're a reader and a studier and a researcher and a thinker, and then you have this expectation that you should be more, I don't know. That's why I would challenge you. It's funny because I'm writing a book right now, and I'm talking about the inner dialogue of what we say to ourselves and the reality of what's occurring don't match. Like the example I gave earlier about the woman has 3 children, she's married, and she calls me and says, what should I do with my life? And I'm like, what? So I would say to you, you're a researcher, you're a student, you live inside your head. And if your health has prevented you from being as physical as you think you should be, then why don't you let yourself have an entertaining inner world and share with us and write to us and give us information and, you're very enthusiastic. You're similar to Carmen. You're a fire sign. And your life lesson is fire, but you've got all these expectations of what you should be doing. I'm like, wait a minute, you live in Alaska, you can't go out very often. I mean, it's not your fault your health isn't working. Well, be real and practical and deal with what is and stop being complaining. You're doing better than you think considering the circumstances.
Well, I haven't.
Can she change the circumstances?
I haven't been able to bring in an income in almost 20 years. I'm basically living on savings and borrowing money, and I want to move, and I have a relationship with a man in France, and I don't know how to make it work. I'm just exhausted.
Move to France.
A relationship with a man in France.
Do you think I should move to France? Carmen, you said he had children which were going to be challenging to me, and that's very true.
They're not going to stop you from being happy.
Yeah. Oh,
I would say to you that the change is right. You are in a change cycle. So if there's nothing changing in the last 3-4 months, this is definitely your Saturn is being aspected as we speak. So if nothing's changing, I find that hard to believe. I got to say it. I just find it. I think you're in love with the man in France. How'd you meet him?
We met on a meditation app.
Have you met in person?
We have, yeah. I've had a little history with long-distance relationships, and it's just really difficult, and I'm exhausted.
I think it's a karmic relationship, Debra, that she has. She has some karma with this man.
I know I've had it with other guys, but I don't know about this guy.
Tell us three, before we hang up, tell us 2 positive things about your life right now.
Well, I have many positive things. Here, let me say something about it. So I also am a student of 9-Star Key, and apparently I have the princess archetype as my life challenge and life purpose. So I'm wondering, is there anything in my chart or with your intuitive sense, Carmen, that says that I need to kind of just be more of that princess archetype and stop trying to please everybody and just kind of be a little more demanding and sit on my throne.
Everything about your chart, and then I have to go because I'm going to be late if I don't leave. Everything about your chart is fire. Have you seen my book, The Missing Element, Maureen?
So get the book, The Missing Element, and we actually coming to an end of a show. We're coming to an end of a show. Unfortunately, our time is so limited. I want to thank Maureen. I want to thank you, Debra. You've been amazing. I am so grateful to have you on my show. I want to invite you again if you want to come with me. It was such a pleasure, such an honor. So everybody, go be on Debra's School of Astrology. Follow her everywhere. Debra Silverman, an amazing astrologer, fabulous psychologist, and everything else. And I was honored and pleased to have her on the show. Thank you very much. I'm going to be with you next week on OMTime Radio. Thank you. Thank you.